damage with breath work if you do it and you don't know what you're doing. So for anyone who doesn't know, what is breath work?
Well, breath work is really a spectrum. Whenever you manipulate or change your breath, that's breath work. That's you doing some kind of breath work. And like any spectrum, there's some more gentle techniques and adjustments to the more powerful, intense manipulations and adjustments that we can make. And that's breath work. And when we, rather than go into, we'll probably get to some of the more sort of, what happens and what we can change. But in a very brief summary nutshell, that's what it is when you change your breath and it impacts you physically, mentally, and emotionally.
Okay. So I guess my first question is, can you do yourself?
Can you do? I think you can overwhelm yourself. When I say yourself, I'm talking about your operating system, your nervous system, especially with some of the more powerful, intense breath work. Breath work's been around for thousands of years, and obviously thousands of years ago, and still now, people are trying different things with their breath to see how it impacts them, whether that impacts them physically, mentally, like I say, emotionally. Um, I first got certified in a thing called conscious connected breath work, which is what you did at Soul X Science. Um, and there has to be cautions with that area of breath work because it can be quite powerful and intense. And like I say, if you've already got an overwhelmed nervous system, then it can just create more overwhelm, which can really re-traumatize and bring up things that you might not have capacity to deal with or environments to go out into and people to support you afterwards. So, and there are contraindications as well to that because when you breathe in a conscious connected way or any of the sort of high ventilation breath work, so like holotropic breath work, rebirthing, you're changing a lot in your body, your blood brain chemistry, your electrodes can change, things like that. If you've got epilepsy or history of seizures, when you're doing some of these high ventilation breathwork techniques, you are really stimulating the neurons. And this is similar to what happens when you have seizures. So if you have seizures or epilepsy, then it's not advisable to do this kind of breath work because you're creating the same sensations. And obviously we wouldn't want anyone having a seizure being triggered by doing this kind of breath work. So there are contraindications as well to some of the more powerful, intense breath work.